Hi, PerspectiveWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Thursday, May 7th. The sun has returned to the mid-Atlantic region after a damp and chilly day on Wednesday as low pressure intensified offshore. It was so chilly, in fact, that there were some spots that had the lowest maximum temperature ever recorded for the date of May the 6th. Lancaster, Pennsylvania, for example, only reached a high of 52 degrees. That bested by just 1 degree the 53-degree high that was recorded there in previous times. So again, some areas yesterday actually experienced their lowest high temperatures ever for the day, and we have an even more impressive, even more remarkable cold air outbreak coming to the mid-Atlantic region, the northeast U.S., the Great Lakes region in the Friday night, Saturday time frame. That cold air outbreak will also be accompanied by some snowfall. This is the forecast map for Saturday morning for 850 millibar temperature anomalies. Just a wide area encompassing the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Mid-Atlantic region, Northeast U.S. that will experience far below normal temperatures on Saturday. And again, that cold air outbreak looks like it'll be accompanied by some accumulating snow in the interior sections of the Northeast U.S. from Friday night into the morning hours on Saturday. We'll take a look at some of the snowfall estimates in a moment here, but many areas are likely to see the coldest temperature this late in the season. Saturday is May 9th, Sunday is May 10th. Certainly some areas will experience some of the coldest temperatures this late in the spring season. In Philadelphia, for example, we have not seen the temperatures in the 30s on May 9th or later in more than 50 years. You have to go all the way back to 1966 to see temperatures in the 30s at Philadelphia International Airport on May 9th or May 10th, and we very well could see temperatures in the 30s both Saturday morning the 9th and Sunday morning the 10th in Philadelphia, for example. And that's just representative of what could take place throughout the northeastern quadrant of the nation. Now, the cold is not the only remarkable aspect here about the weather situation coming Friday night and Saturday. Wind will be very strong as well, so that will make for even lower wind chill values. And snow is a good bet in some of the higher elevation interior locations of the mid-Atlantic region, of the northeastern part of the nation. Unquestionably, some areas may end up getting the latest snowfall ever recorded in the month of May, especially in some of these interior higher elevation locations, probably not too far north and west of Route 95. They may experience some snowflakes on Friday night into Saturday morning, and even during the rest of the morning hours, midday hours on Saturday as well. There can be some snow showers all the way into the I-95 corridor region, at least on the north and western side of Route 95. And again, in some of those higher elevation areas in upstate Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and throughout all of the interior, especially New England, can be some accumulating snow. This is the NAM forecast map for total snowfall between now and Sunday morning, and GFS has some snowfall as well. And again, there can be snowflakes all the way into the I-95 corridor region Friday night and on Saturday. Well, let's take a look at the operational run of the GFS last night at 0Z. First, we'll look at 500 millibar height anomalies. By the way, before I go on, there continues to be some strong signs that this cold air pattern, the cold air outbreaks from Canada into the central and eastern U.S. will go on for about another week or so, and looks like the third week of May will be a time of transition with warmer than normal conditions coming back to the mid-Atlantic region, the northeast U.S. Perhaps that will be the beginning of a warmer pattern here, and it will feel vastly different than what we're experiencing over the next few days here. So we'll go from far below normal, and we're talking 20 plus degrees below normal on Saturday, to likely above normal conditions by the third and fourth week of the month of May. We already have lower heights than normal throughout the northeastern part of the country, but what happens here over the next 48 hours is pretty amazing. Look at this upper level low. extremely anomalously low heights here at 500 millibars. That moves right on top of the mid-Atlantic region, the northeast U.S. on Saturday. That will make for a very unstable atmosphere. So low pressure will ride up along the cold frontal system Friday night into Saturday and reach northern New England coastline as a strong storm by Saturday morning, Saturday midday hours. But that's not necessarily the end of the precipitation. With this kind of an upper level feature, this kind of instability in the atmosphere, certainly can be some snow shower activity even into the I-95 corridor region during the day on Saturday, especially in the morning hours. And again, that will be with some strong northwest winds, making wind chills even lower than the far below normal actual air temperatures. Let's move a little bit farther here. It does push off to the north and east rather quickly. Sunday afternoon is looking like a much more bearable time in terms of weather conditions. Mother's Day afternoon, far less wind expected on Sunday afternoon, maybe some sunshine, so it may be a decent day when compared to Saturday, but still well below normal for this time of the year. Well, finally, let's take a look at the surface forecast maps for the upcoming 48 hours, 72 hours, and again, a remarkable cold air outbreak with some snow is coming to the mid-Atlantic region in the northeast U.S., primarily in the Friday night and Saturday time frame. Here we are starting off today. A bit of a breeze today. Low pressure from yesterday is out of the picture now. Some sunshine this morning. It'll be certainly below normal, but not all that bad, probably up to 60, 62 degrees in many parts of the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor. Let's now move forward here. We have a little bit of a system that kind of dies out overnight, but then here we go. By tomorrow afternoon, low pressure will start to form along a cold frontal boundary zone. It will move from the Tennessee Valley into the Mid-Atlantic region. And here's the forecast map from the 0Z GFS for late tomorrow night into the wee hours of the morning on Saturday. Intensifying low pressure, cold air for this time of the year, starting to flood into the Mid-Atlantic region. A changeover from rain to snow, especially in the interior, higher elevation locations of, let's say, central Pennsylvania, upstate New York, interior New England, even into the I-95 corridor region, certainly on the north and west side. There can be a changeover to snow late Friday night as that cold air pours in. Here we go by Saturday morning. 981 millibar low sitting along the southeastern coastline of Maine. Very, very tight pressure gradient behind it will lead to very strong northwest winds, some scattered power outages, even a possibility on Saturday. And again, there is certainly the likelihood for a rain changing to snow scenario in parts of the Mid-Atlantic region and the northeast U.S., especially higher elevation locations, interior higher elevation locations of upstate Pennsylvania, upstate New York, interior New England. And then don't be surprised for some snow shower activity to form later in the morning, maybe midday hours on Saturday, maybe even a few snow squalls that we'll have to watch out for. And this really encompasses all areas, all the way down to the I-95 corridor region. There can be some snow shower activity to go along with the screaming northwest winds and far below normal temperatures, likely in the 40s in many spots of the I-95 corridor region, some 20, 25 degrees below normal for this time of the year. But I do expect some snow shower activity, maybe even a few snow squalls, given that extremely anomalously low pressure system in the upper part of the atmosphere. That will lead to very, very cold conditions aloft, very unstable atmosphere. And look at the surface low at this time. It deepened from 981 to 974 by midday, early afternoon on Saturday. That, again, will lead to very, very strong winds. Not only are we experiencing a bitter cold for this time of the year in the northeast U.S., 25 degrees below normal, maybe some accumulating snow, but we also may have to deal with some scattered power outages as well throughout the northeastern quadrant of the nation, given these very strong winds. And again, that pressure gradient just tightens even into the midday on Saturday. Now, let's move on here and Precipitation winds down Saturday night. Then we get into Mother's Day itself, and there'll be a fast-moving system in the Midwest as we begin the day on Sunday. Winds will certainly become less of a factor, not diminished completely, but less of a factor by the time we get to the afternoon. So it should be much more bearable. Well, let's say more bearable on Sunday afternoon as compared with Saturday. There may be some sunshine, but that could be fading behind some clouds as this system moves in. Still well below normal, but not nearly as harsh on Sunday afternoon as it will be throughout the day on Saturday. So that's some good news here. Then this system moves on in Sunday night into early Monday, probably with rain, although there can be some snow mixed in parts of the Mid-Atlantic region. That moves on by, and we stay cold for the most part throughout much of next week relative to normal. But again, there is light at the end of the tunnel. It looks like the third week of May will begin a transition to a warmer weather pattern. A big change in the Mid-Atlantic, in the Northeast U.S. Maybe the third and fourth week of May will see much, much warmer than what we're going to experience over the next 48 to 72 hours or so. Again, a remarkable cold air outbreak coming to the Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast U.S., primarily focused on Friday night, Saturday night. Be very cold for this time of the year when you wake up on Saturday morning and even on Sunday morning in that part of the nation. This cold air outbreak will also be accompanied by a rain changing to snow scenario, especially for the interior higher elevation locations of the Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast U.S., where there can be some accumulating snow. Many areas will see the coldest temperature ever recorded this late in the spring season. Some areas will see perhaps the latest measurable snow for this late in the season. So again, remarkable weather coming Friday night and Saturday and into the day on Sunday as well. Longer term, a warm-up coming the second half of May. That's it for now. For PerspectiveWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.